Andy, the call to the escort service is going to get the salacious headlines, but how much trouble is Ole Miss in overall?
Well, it's hard to tell. I mean, nothing changed on that front. Hugh Freeze got fired because of something personal. The call to the escort service wasn't necessarily anything in and of itself. It's a 1-minute call. You could have explained that away. But Ross Bjork, the athletic director at Ole Miss, then went through years of Hugh Freeze's phone records and found other stuff, which he says Hugh Freeze then admitted to some stuff. And that's why they fired him. And they said it has nothing to do with the NCAA case. It is all Hugh Freeze's own personal conduct. So it doesn't change anything really as far as the NCAA goes, other than put Ole Miss in the very awkward position of now having to defend Hugh Freeze to the NCAA, because they could have fired him in February and probably gotten some leniency from the NCAA by saying he did it, it's all his fault. They can't say that now because they dug their heels in for months saying, we're standing by our guy, he's on the up and up. Well, they've admitted this has nothing to do with the NCAA case. So firing him now, or forcing him out, he actually resigned, but he was going to be fired, that doesn't help them in the NCAA case.
Yeah, Andy, you talk about standing by him. On Monday, AD Ross Bjork had said Freeze had the culture that is right for the university. So is this a very accelerated timeline going from supporting him to, hey, he's gone?
Well, it's just like anything else. You find something fireable and you fire the guy. I mean, they hadn't found it yet. And then once they did, that's when they brought him in and said, did you do this? And he said, yeah. And they said, well, then we're done here. So they were supporting him on the NCAA stuff. This other stuff, well, they're not supporting him on that, clearly.
Coaches who could now take over that Ole Miss program, obviously too late to hire someone at this point, but who do you think could bring the Rebels back to respectability?
I don't know, and it's going to be hard to tell who's going to wind up wanting this job because we don't know what the NCAA is going to do to them yet. We should have a better idea probably November or December what the NCAA is going to do. But I can't see a lot of bigger name coaches wanting this job without knowing what's going to happen. So we'll see if they can get the NCAA process done before coach firing season starts in late November. You know, Matt Luke is the interim coach. He's an Ole Miss alum. He was the O-line coach. He was already kind of a rising star in the coaching business. So if he does a good job, he may get a chance to keep it permanently. But as far as the rest of the candidate pool, it's going to be hard to tell until we know what the NCAA is going to do to them, who's going to want the job. But we do know they pay well. So that should help beef it up a little bit.